Oh no, we didn't. Ah, we're live. Okay, we're live. It threw me there. I thought we were live and then we weren't live. Aloha, everybody. Tom Gaddis here. Welcome to the Aloha Friday Marketing Jam Session. Have my business partner, Nick Ponte, on here as well. What's up, Nick? You look far away. I feel like you're so far off. Awesome. So Nick's mic is updating. We're going to let him get settled in. We have an awesome show lined up for you guys. We've got some special guests here. We're going to be talking about a common problem that a lot of business owners face. And it's really about their website and how most business owners view their website as a liability, like something they just have to pay for, but it doesn't really generate results. On this show, we're going to show you how to turn anybody's website into an asset, something that actually generates income, something that they're excited to have because it's producing revenue. We're going to show you how to do that, and we're going to show you how to get paid in the process. You guys are going to love it. A really great episode. I'm going to go ahead and cue the intro, and I will see you back here in just a momento.
Ready for the fastest 60 minutes of strategies and tactics to build your remote business from anywhere in the world? It's now time, the moment you've been waiting for. After 167 agonizing hours, they've returned. Now, back for a brand new Sharks Live show. It's your hosts, the Offline Sharks, Tom Gaddis and Nick Ponte.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you. Welcome, man. I'm excited to be back. I missed everybody last week. You guys probably didn't even notice I was gone, huh?
No, we definitely did.
What's up, Dorn? Michael, Richard. See a bunch of Facebook users in there. Zach Smoose. Good to see you, buddy. Jeff Tompkins, Jacqueline. Welcome, Jacqueline. I met some people from the UK last week at the event I was at. It was awesome. Shushan, welcome. James, welcome, everybody. Welcome. Yeah, Suzette, awesome. Excited to be back. Another exciting Aloha Friday Marketing Jam Session. We got a pretty packed show. I know, as you guys know, I wasn't here last week. I was actually at a live event that Perry Belcher put on here in Vegas. It was really awesome. I got to meet a lot of agency people. There were a lot of agency people there, and got to hang out, meet some sharks. There were some, I met 5 or 6 people that were like, oh, I'm on your list, or, oh, I'm in your Facebook group. So that was awesome. That was a lot of fun to get to hang out with them. But a really great event. As we move on into next year, we'll probably be talking a little bit about some of the things I learned there, because it was some pretty awesome stuff that I think you guys will be able to use. But today, we're going to talk about something a little more specific. We're going to talk about how we can help local businesses turn their website from a liability into an asset, from something that they're just spending money on to something that's actually generating money. And I think that's a proposition, Nick, that most business owners are excited to hear about, because for most of them, their websites really are just kind of dead weight, right? Like, I know I talk to a lot of business owners that say, oh, I mainly get my leads from referrals. Like, nothing really comes from the website. I don't know what your experience is in the agency.
Yeah, I mean, for most people, they're not capitalizing on what they could be doing, right? It's usually just a business card of some sort for most of the people that we talk to. So, when people actually have a really functioning, a business that's healthy, I guess you could call it, then, they have some money coming in, then they're able to spend money on marketing and advertising. Usually the new business owners, they don't really have a lot of capital to play with for marketing and advertising. So yeah, I mean, in that scenario, then it is really just a liability, people waiting around to figure out when their website's going to get hacked, or how much their hosting is, or having to pay out, whatever it is to just keep it up and running. So yeah, I mean, I love this. This is all good stuff.
Yeah, well, too, and if you think about a business that's doing any type of paid marketing, right? So, like, let's say you have a local business and they're running Google ads. Maybe they're just doing the simple thing where they're just letting Google handle everything, and Google's just dropping them off at their website, right? Like, if they're not doing something to maximize those people that land on that site, they're just wasting money, right? So sometimes you may find people that are using those Google lead services, they're not getting results. What we're going to talk about today is something you can actually implement and help them get results. On the flip side of that, if they're doing any other kind of marketing with like direct mail, anything like that, we know that a majority of people, when they go to visit a business they haven't visited, will Google them, right? Like they see your ad somewhere, they come across you, maybe they get something in their mailbox about you. A lot of people hit Google just to see what's going on with your company. And so, your website, even though you may think it's just a business placeholder, like it doesn't, a lot of people, I think that it doesn't play in the sales process, but I think it really does. They just don't know it, right? And specifically because they're not doing anything to optimize it or make it a big player in that process, they really don't notice it, right? But when you do something that changes that for them, that turns it into an asset, they immediately notice it because they're like, oh my gosh, like we didn't realize this many people were actually going to our site, or that this many people were there looking to buy, like that type of thing. So yeah, I'm excited to cover all this. We'll get into more detail on that. I know we want to get our guests out here, Nick, but we should probably do our shark shout outs. And
shout outs. And that's twofold though, what you said, Tom. Like this is on the customer side, right? B2B, but also for everybody here, has anybody here viewed their personal agency website in that way? Like, is it just a hassle for you? Have you gotten any customers out of your website? Maybe you could stick that in the chat. Like put a 1 if you've ever gotten a customer off of your website. Put a 2 if you haven't. And if you're a 2, stick around because things can get a little interesting. We're going to show you a way that you could probably turn into a 1. But I know for, you were talking about the B2B, like agency to business owner, or even, you were talking about business to consumer, but also on the B2B side, agency to fellow business owner, that can work in your favor too. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. All right, let's do some shout outs here. Sorry, go ahead. Lots of 1s, lots of people getting some wins with their website. So love to see that. Awesome. Okay. All right, cool. So here we're going to share the screen. We're going to do some shout outs. Awesome. So every week on the Aloha Friday Marketing Jam session, we'd like to celebrate the wins in our community from the week before. So today we've got a couple. First, we've got Keith Moore. Congratulations, Keith. Keith says he finally got the confidence to start prospecting. And that can be a big hill to overcome. So far, he has 5 prospects set up on a 7-day trial using QR codes for feedback page to start building recent reviews. Awesome work, Keith. Way to take some action. Tom Harrington launched his agency growth machine site on Wednesday. I saw that in the group. Excited, Tom. Congratulations. It's looking good, man. Looking good. And then we have, go ahead. I was going to say, is that Kevin Harrington's brother? Tom Harrington? Yeah, I don't think so. Are you a backup for Shark Tank, Tom? Yes. Yeah. I'm on the list. I'm a little ways down, but I'm on the list. Devendra scored an appointment for Saturday with the business owner he called, said he used the techniques he learned in the Shark Alliance and was able to land a follow-up appointment. Scored his first website client about 2 hours ago. Congratulations, Devendra. Awesome job. We actually, I know no one shared any revenue numbers or anything in that list, but we do keep track when people post in the Facebook group about their wins and what they're doing. And just, those aren't filled in. I know we're like over 400,000 now, I think, right? Total over the last 90 days or something. So congratulations, everybody. Excited to see you on the shout outs list. And if you have a win, a success, it doesn't have to be monetary. It can just be a win, like getting over the fear and starting to prospect or getting something set up, put in place. Share it in the Facebook group. We'd love to feature you on the shout outs as well. So, 410,000 plus so far in closed deals inside, from that people reported inside the Facebook group. So awesome. So that's in the last 90 days? I think it's like 90 days. 90 days. Can you double check that, Shashan? 410,000 last 90 days? That would be massive. Well, because we were at like 350 about a few weeks ago. So it's kind of like a rolling total.
I think
Either
the
way,
overall
that's a great
numbers were,
stat.
yeah. I think the overall totals were even more than that, like for the complete year. Oh,
Look,
wait, maybe I'm wrong. That's cumulative.
Jacqueline says, "Can we make it
410,000.
500,000 by the end of the year?" I think we can.
Let's
we
do
can.
it.
And here's why, Jacqueline. Here's why. It's because right now, if you have an existing customer base, or if you have an ATM site, or you have a list of some sort, a lot of you are probably going to be getting people that are interested in dumping some money in their advertising budget before the end of the year, right? So they don't have to pay taxes on it. And we're already seeing that in our agency. We're seeing a lot of new business come in. On the flip side of that, if you're trying to prospect and get new customers right now, it can be a little more difficult because of the holidays, right? It's a little more difficult to get inbox in your emails and your prospecting and to get people's attention because they're out there doing stuff with their family. They're working the holidays and all that. So yeah, people that have existing customers right now is a great time to remind them about you and your business and your products and your services, because it's an easy way to, make some sales right now, and you don't want to do it in like a direct salesy way, but you can do it in a creative way just to, even just wishing people happy holidays from your agency is a great way to stay relevant. And yeah, so I think we're going to hit that number because even, in our agency alone, we've seen a huge uptick in just the last couple weeks.
Yeah, absolutely. Awesome. Well, Nick, I think we shouldn't waste any time. We need to get our guests out here because I want their insight and their tips on how we can help somebody turn a website from a liability into an asset.
Yeah, and I know these guys have an existing customer base. They're always out there prospecting, doing stuff, chumming up the waters, which is why, we have them here on the show with us today. So let's bring them out.
Yeah, guys, give a warm shark welcome to Drew and Dave from Delicious Marketing.
Hey, guys. What's up?
What's happening?
I feel like my life is complete. Every Friday afternoon at about 3:00, I try to end my days early on Friday. And I'll go home and I'll either go for a walk outside the park or on a treadmill. And I have my phone with me. And this is what I watch at 3:00 every Friday with you guys. And now I'm here with you. So I like
That's awesome.
Nice.
What's up?
Not a lot, man. Been a busy week. Pumping away. I know you guys have been busy too.
End of the year grind for sure. We're not letting down here as we get towards the end of the year. And Nick was just making a really good point about a lot of businesses are looking to invest in their businesses at the end of the year for those tax write-offs and liabilities. And there's a great opportunity to go out and connect with businesses right now who are looking to spend money on their business. You just got to go be aggressive.
Yeah. Well, and I think, one of the reasons we want to have you guys on is because we just did a training on what day was that on?
Wednesday.
Like, yeah, it's all a blur. So how many people that are on this live right now were on the training on Wednesday? Let me know. Put a yes in there. So we did a training because you guys have a really, it's a nifty tool, but I think the process and just like what it does, what it brings to the table for a website, like, because, I always hear people talk about optimizing websites, doing things like that, right? Which usually involves like rewriting copy, changing. Here, I'm going to take Nick out of here for just a minute while he's fixing his thing there. Oh, he's back. There you go. All right, you're back. All right, cool. It usually involves a lot of technical stuff, like rearranging the page, like putting like doing all these things, right? What I really like about the tool you guys developed is you're able to, I think, generate more traction, get better results without having to do any of that stuff, right? The word that always that comes to me is the authenticity of it, right? Like, I really like the authenticity it brings to the website, the business. Like, it's almost like being able to, there's power when you can meet somebody face to face, right? There's power when people see that you're a real person. You're not just a nameless, faceless company. That's an advantage. That's why, talking to people on the phone, walking into the businesses, in most cases, is always a faster way to close a deal because people just like that. And this tool gives you the ability to kind of create an I don't know if it's an illusion, but you get the illusion of that intimacy when they land on the website, right? And that I find super appealing and like a huge advantage, especially if you're prospecting in your local market, right? Like, I'm going to say one more thing and then I'll shut up and let you guys talk. I promise. But like with the agency growth machine sites, right? Like our whole thing behind that when we talk to people is like, hey, I'm a local entrepreneur. Like I live here. I'm a resident. I set this site up to help people, blah, 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 blah. Like being able to put that in a little pop-up on the website, I think is extremely powerful, right? Being able to say like, hey, my name's Tom. I'm the guy behind the site. I live right here in Kihei. You know, the reason I started this site was because people need a place to go, blah, 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 blah. Like just doing that, I think is super powerful. So I will shut up now. I'll let you guys talk. Hopefully I gave you enough to riff off of there.
Sure. Yeah. Thanks for the introduction, and yeah, we're just kind of riffing here on, on websites and authenticity and the ability to, present yourself in a little bit of a different way. I guess the core of what we're really getting at is there are real businesses, there are real people behind these websites. And we would probably argue, and we recognize the incredible work that you guys do here in Offline Sharks, particularly around website development and local business development, AGM, all those types of things. We would argue that, people really love the sound of their own name, and they really love the sound they really love their website, right? They spend a tremendous amount of time, energy, effort, and money developing their websites. And what's the core motivation behind that, right? Lots of local businesses, it's their calling card. It's the extension of their business. So when visitors come to a website, you really only have one chance. You really only have one opportunity to leave a lasting impression. So David and I, our position is, why not do that? Why not really give them a great opportunity to have a better first impression, but more importantly, lead them to what that website's job and that function of that website is all about. Like what would you say, Tom, the job and the function of a website is?
Well, I mean, it should be to establish some type of contact, right? Like I know as a direct marketer, right? Like and this is where I think so many websites fall short, is because people land on them and there's no clear thing to, like, there's no path, right? It's like, oh, here's this website with a bunch of information about this business. And they kind of leave it up to you to figure out what to do with that information. Right. But like for me, I want somebody to make a call or to make some type of contact with the business and start to build that relationship when they land there.
Right. We would completely agree. That's absolutely correct. We want somebody that lands on our website to become a new lead, a new customer, client, or patient, right? So depending on who your customers and clients are, if you're working in the medical field, you want them to become a new patient, or to schedule an appointment to have a massage, or, to seek out information from you. And in some regards, that exchange of information, that name, that email address, that cell phone number, is exactly what that business wants, to start to develop that relationship. So Dave, what are your thoughts on kind of what we're talking about here?
Yeah, I 100% agree. So, businesses spend time, money, and effort trying to get people to their website. And if somebody lands on that website and they don't take a specific action like you're speaking about, it's kind of a wasted opportunity. In many cases, you never get back. That person bounces from your website and they continue their research or whatever they're doing. And most often they don't come back, and you have one chance in most cases to get somebody's attention and lead them to whatever specific action you need them to take as that business owner or website owner. It could be a phone call. If you're a restaurant, it could be make a reservation or join our VIP club. If you're an attorney, it might be book an initial consultation. It's different for all types of businesses, but you've really got one chance to do that. And as a business who's spending money on bringing people to their websites, it's a great idea to have a tool on your website that really helps increase the likelihood that somebody will take that specific action that you need them to take. So yeah, it's really, really important. It's not just the website is not just there for vanity. It really should be a tool for your business. And it's really important.
And I think another point that you make there, like traditionally the way people do that is offering some type of lead magnet, right?
Mm-hmm.
The issue you run into with local businesses is now they got to create something, or you have to create something. You got to get them to sign up to the email list. You got to write emails every day. Yeah. This is really a one and done type thing where, like, look, if I'm a restaurant owner, I can be in that little video and just say, hey, welcome to my restaurant. This is why I started it. I'd love you to come in, click the button, book a reservation. Right? Like, really not anything to create there to drive them to do the desired action. But really what I think is the most powerful thing about this, like, it's not the tool itself. It's the way you can generate revenue with the tool for yourself, for your agency, and the type of revenue that you generate, right? So I mentioned I was at this event last week. So a lot of the discussion there that I had and these were a lot of high performers, right? Several people I was talking to had, multiple, 7-figure agencies, not just a few $100,000. They had one guy that I was setting up lunch with. He does he's local businesses, $47 million in Facebook ad spend. 47 million. Like, wow. These guys, they have big agencies, right? And the one thing everybody was talking about that's been so critical to their success was building in some type of recurring revenue, right? But what was interesting about the types of recurring revenue they built in was it wasn't like what we would traditionally think of as recurring revenue in an agency. Like, I don't know about for the people that are on this live right now, when I say recurring revenue in an agency, what do you typically think of? Like, what would be something that would be recurring agency in an agency? I'm curious to see, because I had like a certain view of what that meant. Like, Nick, what's your idea of recurring revenue in an agency?
I mean, it's something that you can sell one time and get paid over and over and over again. Now, that can be a service. That can be a utility software like what we're talking about, or it can be a combination of both, which is actually probably more what we're talking about, a combination of both. But one of the things that I really like about this is, because I've been seeing it on our end too, is that, and tell me what you all think about this, is that, and this is, I'm going to make an example of from the agency side, from me, our business to our prospects, right? A lot of the businesses that we talk to through our prospecting, through our video audits, through our AGM directory listings, through our ads, all the stuff that we do to get our foot in the door, right? We almost always hear about these little businesses getting burned by these big agencies, these big brands really is what they are, right? They don't ever have any direct contact to anybody actually at the agency. They have Vonage, or not Vonage. They have Vivial doing their SEO. They have, there are tons of them, right? They have all these companies doing their ads, but they don't know who they are. They've basically hired a logo. You know what I mean? And so for us, I've kind of, like, for a long time, I was a little worried about my agency name, right? It's Nick Ponte Marketing. I'm like, man, I need to get a brand out there. Like, I didn't really think about the agency name when I picked it. I just picked something, right? So I could make progress and not get caught up on it. And I always thought I could change it later. But lately, and this is kind of a long story, but lately I've really been leaning into actually being a small little agency and a person behind it, because I've noticed that people want to make connections and work with somebody. They don't want to work with these big brands anymore and get caught behind a logo and, hire somebody to pay each month to do something where they don't really know who they are, what they're doing. They have no faith. They have no connection. So tying that all back into what you guys are doing here is, right out of the gate, you have an opportunity to put a face in front of your prospects coming in, create a personalized welcome mat, if you will.
Yep.
And really just build trust and build some credibility to, you know, the people that are coming into your business. And I think people sleep on this. Like, maybe they don't buy immediately, maybe they don't become a customer immediately, but you definitely plant a seed, right? And if you can greet somebody with a great greeting and a welcome, I mean, that's gonna stick with them, you know. And when you do go to hit their inbox or their DM or whatever it is, they're gonna remember that personalized message, that little extra step that was thoughtful for them. So, you know, a lot of the people that are doing this stuff, you know, don't be shy in putting yourself out there for your prospects right now, because I think it's actually a big movement going on.
Yeah, and I think too, in a world where everybody wants to automate everything with AI and bots and this and that, there's something to be said for kind of going old school with just, you know, a video of a real person introducing themselves and welcoming you, like you were saying, Nick, like a warm welcome mat to a website. There's real people, real stories behind these local businesses, and it creates a connection and kind of you know, makes people kind of gravitate towards you rather than somebody else or another similar type of business. So there's a lot of power in it.
Yeah, and I want to circle back around to the question about what people think of as recurring revenue, right? Because I see lots of people putting things in like SEO, Facebook management, right? Like website maintenance, like, and that was my thinking process. Like, I thought an agency to have recurring revenue, you had to sell a service like that, right? Like, it never really occurred to me that an agency could have recurring revenue because of a tool, right? Like, they could actually be a tool provider to clients and generate the revenue there. But when I was at this event, like, a lot of people were talking about that, and I was like, oh my God, like, this is such a smart idea, because let's just look at your tool, Lead Bubble, right? Like, that's something you can offer for a monthly fee, right, to your potential clients. You go, you can provide some consultation because you can help them as to craft what they say in the video, how they do it, those types of things, right? There's even probably a chance for an add-on there, right? Like, hey, you could just sign up, do it all yourself, or if you want us to help you, or even if you want us to create a video with a person, like, you know, you could offer that service as well. But the thing is, the person, they pay for the tool, right? So they get that thing on their website, and like, they're just going to keep paying as long as it's there and being effective for them. Like, there's really no maintenance of that client like you have with things like SEO. Like SEO, social media management, like, what do I have to do every month? I got to freaking do a bunch of stuff, like whatever's in their package, right? Like, but with this, I can just set this thing up, and the more people I set up, the more recurring revenue. I mean, it's, you know, it builds over time, right? But the thing is, I'm not spending more time on the back end, right? Like, if I get more SEO clients, if we get more social media clients, like, we have to have more, we either have to do more work or our team has to do more work, right? But this is something that you can set up, and that doesn't happen. You get the recurring revenue, but there's no extra work added on the back end. And I think that's what's super appealing. And so the other nice part of it is, like, it doesn't have to be your main money driver. It's like a pot sweetener, right? Like, hey, look, I can keep doing what I'm doing over here, and this thing just kind of grows on the side, and that's okay. Like, I'm not really like, I don't know what the word is, like, super focused on it, but like, all the money that thing generates, it's just like free. It's like free money, right? Like, you set it up, you go to your existing clients, you set it up, you bring new clients on, you set it up, and then, like, it just kind of grows on the side. And having something like that in your business is super, super powerful. And then this was a big eye-opener thing I learned last week. If you do something like that, and then you go to sell your agency, like, you can sell it even though that technology may not be yours. Now, in your guys' case, it's white label, right? So it's a valuable asset. That recurring revenue makes your agency more valuable to potential buyers, even if it's not a lot. Like, it doesn't have to be a lot. It's just that recurring revenue is important that you can show if your goal is to, like, build something and sell, right? You
literally can just pass on your login credentials to somebody that you sell your business to, and they just continue on, which is pretty amazing.
Yeah. You know? Well, I mentioned this on the training with you guys, but like, the thing that floored me was, as you guys heard of the company Thrive? They're $1 billion company, and they're built on a white label software platform.
Insanity.
Like $1 billion, and the technology's not theirs. Like they're just white labeling something. Like that freaking about knocked me out of my chair when I heard that. I was like,
I didn't know that.
What? Yeah, Thrive, white label software technology, $1 billion.
I want some of that.
Yeah. I didn't know. I didn't know that. Hey, I have a question. So, go ahead, Drew.
Well, I just circling back, and then I'll very quickly on the whole idea about your website being an asset, and in particular with, a white label software like Lead Bubble Agency. You think about, the Facebooks of the world, and you think about LinkedIn and Instagrams of the world. It's user generated content, right? I mean, Facebook isn't really doing very much. They're allowing their users to go through and use their software. Of course, there's two ways to go about looking at this, right? Your website is, and the website of your clients. It really turns plausible liability into a user-generated content asset, where not only you as the agency generating revenue for your business for the rental or the subscription of your service, but you're also helping those website owners and your local clients effectively have a better conversion rate, right? So we always kind of look at this as a CRO play, right? A conversion rate optimization tool. And if you think about the short-term value and the long-term value of people that are coming to your website to eventually become a lead and eventually turn into a customer and client, if you were able to increase the conversion rate to just 2 or 5%, looking at the short-term and the long-term value of a customer, of your customers, would that be worth the nominal fee that they're paying to you to rent your tool or to rent your service? And we would argue that, the short-term and the long-term value of most of our clients is far greater than what they would even pay us on a month-to-month basis. But we as the software tool and those who have decided to jump in on Lead Bubble Agency, they're making real money. Like, there's a great way to generate an add-on service, an add-on benefit to the services that you're providing to these local businesses by way of website development or add-on services. If you can do that for your customer and client, you're going to look like a hero. So when it comes down to this whole idea behind, this CRO play and offering a software as a service, you're converting almost any website that's out there, into an asset generating tool on behalf of your customer and client. And ultimately, if you can do that, if you can start to help them with the short-term and the long-term value conversion of their website visitors, you're going to be a hero, right? Like if they just had a website, they're not generating money, and all of a sudden they are, well, what else can you sell?
Even just generating leads without generating the money. Like one of the things that I was thinking about doing with it, like, so the basic plan, like how many lead bubbles do you get with the basic plan? Like the most inexpensive plan?
You get, I have to look at the plan, but.
Oh, come on. You can do it.
I think it's like around 20, I think.
Like 20. Okay. So like if it were me trying to get something going, right? Like I would just get a basic plan, right? Then I would set up a little demo somewhere, maybe just on my own site. Then I would just reach out to 19. So I've already used one, right? So I got 19.
It's 50, Tom. I'm sorry about
50,
that.
50, even better.
With our basic plan, with our starter plan. Yeah.
Yeah. So 50, even better. So I would set one up as a demo, maybe on my own website, right? So I got 49 Lead Bubble license left. I would just go around to businesses and be like, hey, this is what I have. I want to set it up for free on your site. Let's just let it run for 14 days, 15 days, 20 days, 30 days. And let's have a little chat at the end, right? Because a business owner that has a website that they, in their mind, is not generating anything for them, right? Yeah. All of a sudden, they're getting emails. People are liking, they are going to be like, what? Like, you're going to look like a magician, right? And so now you go back and you just have that conversation with them. Like, hey, let's talk about this. And I know in the dashboard, you can see what's going on, right? Like how many people are watching the lead bubble. So you could now go through, look at those 49 free accounts you have, see the ones that are the most engaged. I would just go talk to those people first, right? Because we know they're getting results. Then once you go through those people, you talk to the people that maybe are doing so, and then maybe the other ones, you just go back and say, hey, I noticed that, this hasn't, maybe there's something they're doing. I don't know. Maybe you can still close that deal, or worst off, you just cancel those and go and set it up for free for 10 other people, like you could just keep doing that. Like,
yeah,
what a great way to get
absolutely.
started.
Here's a great example of that. I have a custom home builder client who we built a website for, and we built that website. We also sold them
wait, David, real quick.
Yeah,
real quick. I just want to tell everybody, I'm going to put a link so you can watch the training. Just hang tight, but I don't want to do it now because I don't want you to get distracted from what we're doing. So, okay, David, go ahead.
Yeah, so we have a custom home builder client who we built a beautiful website for. And when we did that, we also sold them a Lead Bubble subscription. We launched the website for them, and they literally get 4 to 5 emails per day from the widget on their website. And when they get those emails, it says new email from your website widget in the subject line. So once they start to see that happening, do you think they're ever going to cancel that subscription?
No, not at all. Like, why would they?
We're talking, $500,000 to $1 million homes that they build and sell.
Yeah. Yeah, that's awesome. I saw there was a question. So Gabriel asked this question. So when a lead bubble is deleted, does it restore one lead bubble within the total?
It does.
And it does. Yeah. Right. And I'll just say this, if you have so when they say 50, because this was interesting to me on the training. So when you say they get 50 lead bubbles, so what that means is, let's say that you're an AGM user and you have a local business that has a listing on your AGM site. So you can go in and set up one lead bubble, and you can now put that lead bubble on the client's website and their AGM listing, and it still only counts as one lead bubble.
Correct.
So if a client has multiple platforms, as long as they want to use the same video, you can put as many out there as you want, right? So a nice little add-on or selling point to what you're doing, like, hey, let's just throw one of these on your listing, or throw on your website and listing and see how it goes. So
if you have an AGM site and you want to stand out and kind of separate yourself from Yelp and TripAdvisor and the big boys, that's a feature that they just don't offer. That's really something interesting that you can offer as a premium listing, or just as a way to make that connection with a business that you want to start talking to and forming a relationship with. It's an amazing little tool and asset that you can give them.
Yeah. Can I give everybody a quick little preview of what that looks like? Because when you guys sent that to me, I thought it was pretty amazing. And I know that somebody else already said that this would be great for AGM. So I just want to share my screen real quick. I'm not going to get too deep into the nuts and bolts in this. If you all are interested in this, obviously you can watch the training. We're going to put a link towards the end of this, but this is an AGM website, right? You can all see this.
That's the matrix right there.
Are you not seeing the AGM website?
Yeah, now I see it.
Oh, okay.
When you first pulled up, though, it was like,
yeah. So in the lower right-hand corner, you can see it says click a message from Lindsay, right? Very personalized greeting, smiling, happy face. But this is Lindsay's listing on this AGM site. So center massage. And, when you're scrolling through this, you look at the reviews, you look at the website, and it's pretty hard not to see this image and want to click it.
Hey, it's Lindsay from Center Massage. Thanks for stopping by our site. If you have any questions about any of the services that we
So you can click email me or schedule straight from the AGM listing. And this is just something that you can bundle up with your listings, right? Or you can, if you're giving these listings away like we are, just as a prospecting method, you can also, put one of their videos here and just sweeten the deal, add that as a little more incentive. I love that. And as you said, that's not even a license, right? You can take that one listing, that bubble on that listing, and also put it on their website as well. So I think that is incredible little feature.
And what's fantastic too is you can give that business login credentials so they can log in. It's like using any other piece of software. They go into the dashboard, they see your branding as a business or agency, they're on your domain, and they can go in and switch up the videos. They can, change the channels if they want to. So it's really powerful. Amazing for AGM.
Yeah, and by the way, Gabriel, it's pretty easy to set up. There's just some little code that you copy and you put in the little content thing that adds it. So this works with any type of website. So like if you it's not just WordPress, like you can put it on any website where you can paste the code in, you can add it. So even if you have client sites in Go High Level or Groove Pages or anything like that, ClickFunnels, you can use Lead Bubble on those pages as well. So it's just code based. So super simple.
Yeah. So
Shopify,
someone's asking if each listing can have its own bubble. And yeah, you can just make a specific widget bubble and put it on a specific listing page. And that's the only place it will show.
Yeah. It's so obviously, your AGM site, each specific listing page has a little input field where you can add text and images and things like that, and also scripts. So Lead Bubble has its own. It's what you would call a web app, right? You can go to the login of the page in your browser and log in and set up your bubble, and then copy that little piece of code and paste it into the AGM site, and that's it. Then it's live.
So Tom and Nick, would you mind if I shared a quick way to market one-to-many?
I would love it if you said that. And I was also going to ask about the wins. So yeah, I think that's
I think that would be great.
Yeah, so a great way to go about doing this is what we're really focusing on now in terms of selling this is one-to-many. And for those of you who work with chambers of commerce, this is a phenomenal way to get in front of a lot of businesses very quickly. So what we did recently is we reached out to a handful of chambers of commerces using the prospecting module. And inside the software itself and with all Lead Bubble agency partners, there's a module that's called the prospecting module, where you can create prospecting modules from a distance, more or less create a video welcoming message and essentially iframe these over websites. So what we did was we created one of these prospecting bubbles and we reached out to a chamber of commerce and said, hey guys, this is Drew with Lead Bubble. I wanted to give you a 60-second commercial and demo and pitch. Everybody has got a minute, right? So basically what we said was, hey guys, Drew Griffin here with Lead Bubble. What you're witnessing right now is our brand new software. And I'd love to give you a 60-second demo and pitch of what this software does. Hey, imagine if the Chamber of Commerce could generate non-dues revenue by offering a 30 to 90-second commercial right here on your homepage. What you're seeing here is Lead Bubble, and here's what a typical message might sound like. Hey, this is Drew with Delicious Marketing and Lead Bubble. We've been a long-standing member of the Chamber of Commerce. If you happen to have any questions or need any type of help with regards to your social or digital marketing, please reach out to us with one of the buttons below. Or, hey, if you just want to talk about the chamber, I'd be glad to speak with you about that as well. Right? Done. So what we did is we created that video, put that video on top of the Chamber of Commerce's website, and we sent them a little DM and an email, a text message to the president of the Chamber of Commerce. We heard back within about 20 minutes from the chamber. And from there, we started meeting with their board and everything else. Now they're actually using Lead Bubble on their homepage as a source of non-dues revenue.
Yeah, and to kind of clarify what Drew's talking about that, because I know it's hard to visualize this, you can actually overlay a Lead Bubble on any website without ever having to install the script as a demo. So let me show you what that looks like. So I'm going to show you this here. So here is a website at some marketer out in Maui. I don't know. It's like trying to break in out there. And
hey, that's my website. Be nice.
Oh, is that your website? Oh,
yeah.
I didn't realize that.
Is that Drew's head down there in the lower left-hand corner?
It is.
Dave,
so look,
Dave's head?
That's me.
So that's Dave. So this is Nick's actual website, and this is what the tool does. It generates this special link. It overlays it, so when they go to this, they see their website, right? But there's now this bubble here, and when they click it,
hey Nick, it's Dave Calafiore
delicious marketing. I just wanted to reach out. We haven't talked in a while. I wanted to show you.
Yeah, Tom, your
service
audio is not
Oh,
mixing right. But anyway,
My-
I can
yeah.
hear it. I mean,
You get the point,
they
though.
all-
Yeah, you get the idea. And so like there you are doing your quick little pitch, right? And it's over their website. So that definitely gets their attention. So what Drew was saying is they did this with the chamber site. That's how they closed that deal, this actual prospecting method. So yeah, really, really awesome.
And it's
If you
such
want to see that site, go to tricountychamber.com, TRI countychamber.com. I would just request that you don't contact the chamber, but if you want to see it on the
Well, do you
chamber's
mind? Do you
website,
mind?
go ahead
I'll put it in the comments if you don't care.
Sure, that's fine.
Yeah.
Fine.
We're trusting you, Sharks. To there you go. There's the link he just mentioned. Tri-County.
You know what I love about this method too is it's got such a nice nuance to our remote client system. You know, of doing our simple screen share audits where they're very personalized, very targeted to get the attention of the business owners. You know, if everybody could imagine you're doing your prospecting and I mean, you are essentially hijacking your prospect's website, right? They just hijacked my website. I didn't give them my login information or anything like that. The tool becomes this prospecting mechanism, this way that you can get your foot in the door and you're able to put your mug on the middle of this website and send it over to them in a very creative, unique prospecting way. And it's very targeted. In the first moment that they see it, they're going to be shocked because they're going to be like, this is my website. Like, how did they do this? So they're immediately going to be impressed, right? They're
It
going
freaks
to
people out sometime. That's for
yeah,
sure.
they're going to know like that you know your stuff too, though, right? You're kind of flexing on your skills in your ability to do something technologically related. So, and they don't know that it was just a couple clicks of a button. They don't know that you were leveraging this awesome tool. So, yeah, maybe we could put the link up, Tom, for them to.
Oh yeah. Well, one of the things that struck me too about this was because when you guys first showed me this, here, let me put this link up. Don't go watch the training yet because we're still on here, but I'm going to put the link up here. It's offlinesharks.com/MRR-replay. Maybe somebody from the team can throw it in the comments as well. Would be greatly appreciated. But when I first saw this, when you guys sent me that first demo, and especially when you did Nick's, I thought, man, maybe there is a way to use this just for general prospecting too. Like, if somebody had a website that looked really crummy, like you could just send them that link and your video could just be like, hey, like I'm on your website. I notice, it needs a little bit of an updating. I can help you with that. I'm right here. Just schedule a call, like nothing salesy. Like
we do that also.
Do. Yeah. Do you do that? Yeah. Like,
yeah, its main purpose is not for that, but from having access to it, we use it that way also, which is really cool.
I mean, I think that's great. Yeah. And I think that's that's just such a unique thing when they pull up that link and there's their website and then there's somebody's face. Like they don't realize they're the only one that sees that.
Yeah.
As far as they know, you've added it to their website permanently and everybody that goes there sees it, right? So they're going to click the video to figure out what's going on.
And we send out 5 of those prospecting bubbles each day. I commit to at least doing a minimum of that. I wake up early in the morning before my kids get up. I have a master list that I work off of, and we shoot out 5 of those every day. And it just, over time, momentum builds, like you forget about the ones you sent out, and all of a sudden, a week later, some guy emails you back. And you're like, oh, who's that guy? And you go look him up and see who that is. And it's amazing, really. It captures someone's attention and they either get it or they don't. There's not a lot of selling that you have to do. When someone sees that, they either get what it is and they want it, or they just don't get it and they don't understand. And then we just kind of move on and don't worry about it.
Yeah. Well, I'm curious. Can you do that? Like, can you do that overlay demo thing with like a search URL?
You can't overlay on like Google or,
they wouldn't do that, huh?
They don't allow iframing. Yeah.
Google. What do you guys usually sell one of those? What do you guys usually sell it for?
$1 billion.
It's always.
I mean, and I'm not talking about like the agency side or anything. I'm talking about like say you get a roofer or whatever that you want to sell this to. What's an average price point? And I know you probably have a lot of your customers and users that are selling it at different price points, but what's like the average?
There's a couple different ways that we do it. Many times we bundle it with other things where we're actually not even selling the widget itself. But When we're sending out these prospecting demos and people are reaching back to us, we have two different packages. We keep it super simple. One is $49.99 a month, and it's kind of a self-service type of deal. We'll initially help the business get set up, give them a little onboard training, show them how to use a dashboard, and get the code on their website. That's usually a big sticking point. Is most businesses don't have any idea how to do that. Take a piece of HTML code and get it on their website. So we take care of that for them. On the flip side, we have another package, which is $100 a month, $99 a month. And it's really essentially the same, but we're just a bit more involved in it. So kind of the same deal. We'll help the business initially, get set up, get the code on their website. But the biggest difference is we take them through a discovery session where we kind of learn a bit about their business, figure out what their goals are, what they're trying to accomplish with their marketing. And then what we do is we set up a strategy based around the widget, which will help them accomplish those goals. We also help them get that initial video set, write them a script if we have to, help them get that all set, upload it. And then we do everything for them. It's like white glove type service. And then what's really cool is that we then check in once a month with that business. Hey, it's Dave from Delicious. Want to see, you want to make any changes with your widget? Do you have an upcoming promo, anything you want to get some attention to? Most times they don't want to change anything, which is great because there's no work involved, but it gives us the opportunity to check back in, say hello, how you doing? Oh, by the way, I've also got this thing now you might be interested in. Can I stop by tomorrow and see you and talk to you about it? So an opportunity, that opportunity alone to check in once a month and see if you want to make any changes is worth its weight in gold. But really, two packages, $50 a month, $100 a month, super simple. It's like one of the best foot in the door opportunities you could ever imagine.
Nice. And
That's
so
great.
Do you include like some of your strategy there in what they're doing in what you're offering here at the link that everybody sees on their screen? They get the utility software and
yeah, it's a partnership. Listen, if you're not successful as an agency selling Lead Bubble, we're not going to be successful, as a business too. So our goal is to make you successful selling this as a service. So we do office hours every Tuesday at 1 p.m. Where we go through different types of sales training. We do product platform updates, Q&A. We've got a full training portal with different types of scripts, all sorts of stuff. So yeah, it's an ongoing thing. It's not just a get access to it and we forget about you. It's really a partnership. And
nice. I'm
you'd
glad
be
you said that.
surprised how many businesses don't have like an autoresponder, or they have no idea about SMS marketing. They have no idea about email marketing and that sort of thing. And part of their strategies is to have a diagnostic of what's going on in those businesses. So sometimes it opens up opportunities to say, okay, well, we've got all kinds of widgets and integrations that we can help you build into your lead bubble or whatever the clients, our partners, right? They're going to call whatever the software is, whatever they want to call it. So the next step, obviously, is to help them start to generate that list and to help them understand what email marketing is about and how to optimize that and, make offers and all that other kind of stuff. You'd be stunned how many people just don't have that, and businesses just don't have those types of sales processes baked into their website. So it really does open up a lot of opportunities. And yeah, we cover a lot of that kind of stuff. And there's always new widgets that we're integrating with and, trying to help integrate different email autoresponder systems and that sort of thing baked right into the system itself.
Yeah, we also integrate with a lot of, third-party tools that a lot of you may be using. There's one called Ringbot. Lead Engage is another one. We integrate with Go High Level. So you can actually take the Go High Level chat widget and use that right within the Lead Bubble pop-up. Open Table, which is a very popular restaurant booking platform. Resi, which is another restaurant booking platform. And we're adding more all of the time. So, yeah.
Nice. Yeah, I think that's to me, like what I see is, obviously the tool is amazing too, but that strategy that you guys are sharing of like how you're going to these chambers, how you're prospecting, how you're teaching your students to go out there and actually, get their foot in the door, make some money, but also like, as you just mentioned, Drew, really what you're doing is you're starting this relationship with this utility software, but as time goes on, you open up the door to be the next logical step for them to buy some email marketing from you, or just a way to get their products in front of their list. I mean, it's awesome. So yeah, I love that you have the strategy there included with the tool for everybody here that's with us. So
yeah, and that thing with the chambers is big. I mean, like, I've tried a lot of different things to try to get into the chambers in various places I've lived, most of it unsuccessfully, right? Like, anything that you can use to tap into that existing network, like,
yeah, you have to give them what they want. What the chamber wants is non-dues revenue, and if you can deliver that to them, they'll do whatever you want.
Wow. Hey, I want to get a couple of quick questions here, because I saw some questions that I think would be good to answer. So one, I thought this was a good one. Can businesses change their video regularly?
Yeah. So here's the cool thing is that it's, this is a true SaaS platform, software as a service. You can give the business their own login credentials and they can go handle everything themselves. And what's cool is that when they update the video, it updates dynamically on the website. So you don't have to go take a piece of code and reinstall it again. Any changes that you make within that widget, in the dashboard and the platform automatically change on the website that the code is installed in.
Yeah, and you have a feature in there with the library where they can upload multiple videos and just select them from the video library and change them out with a click of a button. So so yes, I can. So Sandy asks, this works best on site with traffic, right? Is there a way to run a list of websites that are getting traffic? So, I mean, Sandy, there are a ton of tools out there online that can show you, give you an idea of what kind of traffic a website gets. But I think, like, it doesn't need to be a lot of traffic. Like, literally a local service website that even is only getting maybe 10 to 20 visitors a month is a really great candidate for this, because more than likely their website right now is not doing anything to connect them with those 10 to 20 visitors, right? Somebody's, maybe they're a lawn care service. Somebody sees their sign, they Google them, they go to their website, and that's the end of the deal, right? Like, for somebody like that who doesn't get a lot of traffic, they more than anybody else need to maximize what little traffic they do get, right? So local service businesses, I mean, and I find it hard to believe people are getting zero traffic. So, I mean, even if they're only getting 5 visitors a month, like, if you gave them a way to turn one of those 5 visitors into a paying client, like, they're going to love you forever, right? So, I don't really agree with that the traffic part, right? Like, they just need to be getting some traffic.
A big factor with local service businesses, roofers, contractors, that sort of thing, is trust, right? It's a big project most times, or, you're looking for somebody to come into your home and fix something. Trust is a big issue. So having a widget like that on a home services type business website where, somebody could click on it and there could be the business owner introducing themselves, welcoming you to the website, maybe directing you to take a specific action. It builds trust, and it really does help in terms of conversion rates.
Hey, Tom and Nick, I unfortunately I have to step off to attend to an
Drew,
urgent
I don't
matter.
think so. We're going to need you to stick around, please.
I
Can you text whoever you need to call and just tell them where you're at? They'll understand. They know us. I'm sure they know us.
Appreciate you, Drew.
Drew, yeah, we appreciate it, man. Thanks for coming.
Guys. Hey, everybody, thank you so much for your attention today. We'll catch up to you real soon. David's going to stick around, and we'll catch up to you soon.
Thanks, Drew. Appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks, Drew, man.
We're cool. Wrapping up here anyway.
Yeah, we'll wrap this up pretty quick. I do want to answer this question, though, because I think this is a big one. It does work with every type of website, not just WordPress. You just install a simple script. So
yeah, it's just a couple lines of code. Any website that you can install a piece of HTML code on, it will work.
Yep. Yeah. Awesome. Look, you guys can go check out the replay, offlinesharks.com/MRR-replay. David does a great demo in there showing you all the features, all that stuff. I think what's even more impressive about this tool, though, is all the different ways you can use it to not just generate revenue, but add that monthly recurring revenue in a different way, in a way that, doesn't depend on you doing more work for more clients or anything like that, right? Like something you can set and forget that can kind of build and grow while you're doing all this other stuff as well. We do need to do our member of the week real quick. And then we also need to give away some Cash App money.
Sounds like a plan. I have one comment that I wanted to make to Mark. So when you guys go to this link that you see on your screen, it's going to take you to a replay page where you have a video. There will be a link if you want to purchase it. There will be a link that's dropped on the actual video. So you'll want to watch that video. The reason you're going to that video and you don't have a link to buy immediately is because we want to make sure that this is a good fit for you, right? So watch the video. It's going to explain a lot about what is in store for you, and they're going to demo the tool. And at that point, if it's a good fit, there's going to be a link to purchase. So it's definitely important that you watch the video.
If you have any questions, just let us know too. We're happy to answer all questions. So don't be bashful.
Yep.
Yeah, awesome. Well, let's do our member of the week. So every week we like to acknowledge somebody in our community that is a good steward of the Offline Sharks Facebook community. This week, our member of the week is I wrote that song. There it is. Devendra. So Devendra shared earlier this week, he picked back up on the path to six figures. He called the business up. He was able to schedule a follow-up appointment. And 2 hours ago, he got his first website client.
Nice.
Took some action, got a result. That's freaking awesome. Devendra, you get one of these special Shark Swag treasure chest box sent to you. So if you can send us your info, or somebody from our team will reach out to you and get your info, and we will get that off to you. Congratulations, man. Awesome to see you win that.
Hell yeah. Good job, Devendra.
Yeah, perfect. And then one more thing we need to do before we go.
Here comes the money.
Here we go. Money talk.
Here comes the money. Money, money, money.
Dollar, dollar. Dollar, dollar. Ching, ching, bling, bling. Got the chatter. You ain't talking money, then you're talking no matter.
Look at us all bopping our heads back here. We're like,
what
was that? What was that Saturday Night Live thing where they just stood there and did that? Remember at the club? Yeah, awesome. So Nick, do you have a Cash App question?
I actually am just going to announce the people that participated in the shout outs. So
and we didn't even give them instructions.
Yeah. Well, we have, our shout out post at the beginning of the post. Those of you that frequent our Aloha Friday Marketing Jam session know that at the beginning of the show, we give shout outs to people that are crushing it in our community. And if you go to that post, we drop a link on the screen. We didn't this time, but you knew, our regular subscribers knew to go congratulate them. And then at the end of the show, we'll pick them at random for some Cash App money. And we have. So our winners are Nick, Carissa Dobson, and Jeff Tompkins. We will be sending you some Cash App money. Put your hashtag in the comments, or someone from our team will be reaching out to you if you're not on the stream, and we'll be sending you some Cash App money.
Yeah. And look, that's it for our show. You see the link on the screen. Go check out, watch the replay. If you have questions, you can always ask them in the Facebook group, or you can reach out to our support desk, offlinesharks.com/support. David, man, thanks so much for being here.
Yeah. Thank you to you guys. I appreciate it. This is, it's like a dream come true.
For us too.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
Thanks, David.
Yeah, awesome.
See everybody.
Cool. All right, I'm gonna cue the outro. We'll see you guys here next Friday. Same Shark time, same Shark channel. Otherwise, stay safe. Practice Aloha, and
I don't know about you, but I feel good.
hear that? Feel good, baby.
I don't know about
Enjoy
you,
your
but I
weekend,
feel
everybody.
You've been listening to the Sharks Live Show, your weekly marketing jam session. Always bringing you the latest strategies and tactics to build your remote business from anywhere in the world. Don't forget to like, comment, and share this stream. You can stay up to date throughout the week with Nick's YouTube videos at nickponte.com/YouTube and Tom's podcast at tomgaddis.com. We'll be back here next Friday for another Sharks Live Show. Until then, aloha.